Prince Andrew makes big Royal Lodge change after battle with King Charles. The royal set to make a number of changes in Royal Lodge with the help of his son-in-law after winning his battle with King Charles. Prince Andrew will not be moving out of Royal Lodge and is instead investing in the property with a major makeover. The ongoing row-over who will reside in Royal Lodge has seen many ups and downs, with Andrew currently holding the lease for the property, which he signed a 75-year lease in 2004 and is located on the Windsor Estat. According to reports, Prince Andrew has managed to secure funding from legitimate sources in order to maintain his lifestyle and stay in the residence. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. He is now enlisting the help of his son-in-law to help spruce the property up, including undergoing a modern makeover, the Sun reports. Andrew's daughter, Princess Beatrice, is married to Edo Mapelli Mozzi, who is the founder and chief executive of Banda Property, a property development and interior design company. Mozzi is reportedly advising the Duke of York on how best to transform the 30-room Royal Lodge property. Mozzi has also been spotted visiting the prized property in recent weeks, with a large skip spotted at the end of summer seen outside the sprawling property. The much-needed makeover comes after recent pictures revealed the dire state the property was in, with paint peeling off walls and the interior in a cluttered state. The task to redo Royal Lodge will undoubtedly come easy to Mozzi, as his job involves comprehensive and bespoke services of property search and interior design for the ultimate rich list, with clients around the world including LA, New Delhi, Milan, the Alps, Louisiana, and the Hamptons. Mozzi is also no stranger to royal makeovers, as himself and Beatrice recently refurbished their Oxfordshire country house. They are redecorating somewhere that they can sit in and stay in the guest parts, revealed one source. This makeover comes after reports that King Charles had stopped paying Andrew's £3 million a year security bill, with the king strongly advising his brother to move into a more modest and affordable accommodation. But Andrew had refused this and has now been allowed to continue to reside in the property. Prince Andrew's future at Royal Lodge home: one thing could still seal his eviction. Prince Andrew's fall from public favour has been well documented, with his reported determination to stay at his Royal Lodge home in Windsor being the latest bone of contention. In line with King Charles' plans to downsize the monarchy, the Duke of York was offered a move from his mansion to the more compact Frogmore Cottage, recently refurbished by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond previously offered a view on Andrew and the King's dilemma, saying that Andrew should accept his brother's sensible offer and move to a property he can afford. As the row continues to simmer away, Terry Fisher, chief executive of We Buy Any Home, spoke to OK about Andrew's future at Royal Lodge. On whether Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie would ever be able to inherit the home from their father, Terry said, "While it's reported that Prince Andrew has a 75-year lease on Royal Lodge, the ability to pass this property to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie as an inheritance isn't guaranteed. Because Royal Lodge is part of the Crown Estate, the final decision over succession or lease assignment would typically require Crown Estate approval, and possibly the King's assent. If Andrew were to vacate the property, either by choice or by circumstances, the Crown Estate and King Charles could choose to end the lease, assign it to another royal, or even open it up for new arrangements within the royal family. King Charles, as head of the royal household, would have considerable influence in this decision. Although the king doesn't directly control Crown Estate properties, he can certainly play a role in determining which royals reside in them. This means that if Charles has alternative plans for Royal Lodge, he could prevent it from being passed on to Andrew's daughters. Ultimately, any arrangement to extend or alter the lease terms would need to be mutually agreed upon with the Crown Estate and possibly influenced by the King's vision for future royal residences. While Royal Lodge has a rich and fascinating history, much of which is tied to the life of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, recent pictures highlighted the home's state of disrepair. The upkeep of Royal Lodge, as with any historical property, is extensive and costly, the expert points out. Historic estates demand ongoing repairs, climate control, and specialized care to address inevitable wear, all of which are costly and time-consuming. Without the financial backing previously afforded to working royals, Andrew could find these costs a growing strain. And, as we've seen in recent photos, neglecting issues like damp or structural wear can lead to worsening problems and higher costs down the line. Then, referring to how renegotiations if the he fails in its upkeep could seal Andrew's fate, Terry adds, the Crown Estate may expect Royal Lodge to remain in a condition befitting its heritage status, so failing to meet these standards could lead to interventions, possibly even lease renegotiations if the property's preservation comes into question. As for what the future has in store for the royal residence, it is clear that King Charles will have the final say. Given the property's connection to the Crown Estate, King Charles could indeed influence whether Royal Lodge passes to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, Terry explains. While Andrew may wish for his daughters to inherit the lease, the final say over who occupies Crown properties often involves the monarch's guidance or approval. Charles has a strategic view on royal residences, and if his vision doesn't align with Andrew's wishes, he could recommend the Crown Estate consider alternative uses or residents. Historically, Crown Estate properties like Royal Lodge aren't automatically inherited like privately owned estates. If Charles envisions Royal Lodge serving a different purpose within the family, he could effectively block the transfer by aligning with Crown Estate protocols. In this way, while Andrew holds the lease, the ultimate decision-making rests with the Crown Estate and the monarchy, making future residency decisions largely dependent on the royal family's needs and vision at the time. Since 2004, Andrew has resided at Royal Lodge on the Windsor Estate, which he now shares with his former wife Sarah Ferguson. Before he moved in, it was a much-loved retreat for Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. King George VI's widow made several additions to the property, and it also features a mini cottage or Wendy house called Wybeth in Bark, which was gifted to the late Queen then Princess Elizabeth in 1932. Even after the King died in 1952, it was still used as a grace and favour home by the Queen Mother up until she died there in March 2002, with the late Queen by her side. Following the Queen Mother's death, Royal Lodge was leased to Prince Andrew. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.